we've seen some upsets with Erin Brooks getting knocked out of the competition, and also Zoe yesterday beating Annette Gonzalez Extabare. Like, she was one that we really pegged to do well.
Some amazing waves when you do have some tropical and storm activities, Rosie. Peru, one of the most consistent areas of the world in the Pacific. Sol, opening ride for her. 30-minute heat is on. And getting to work real quick. Riding that happy every day, which is probably the most consistent board you could have at a beach break like this, Rosie.
Get this little jab in super quickly and have a score on the board. So important for your confidence, and just also to take that control early on in the heat. You know, coming from Peru, we'd always liken her strength to be that backhand, because there's a lot of lefts in Peru. So we've seen her on her forehand throughout this event. It's so nice to see her open up on a left.
And she usually has to deal with different kinds of weather conditions too, Rosie. You come from the north, where she's originally from. Two-time Olympian now himself. Two-time Pan American champion. And here with his partner, who's in the red jersey. She opened up with a 4.33, Rosie. A good starter, as you mentioned. The Benedetto, she is just a specialist in these kind of conditions. And Zoe's up. Great style on that opening wrap. Once more in the pocket. And these rights tend to be really hard to surf. They kind of go out to sea, Rosie. We saw it right there towards the end. Still a decent opener from her.
And her surfing, just such a hammer on the rail. Beautiful style too. Flow and linkage through these maneuvers. Very similar turns, but just the technique that she's displaying. And can we talk about what a warrior Sol is? She came off a foot injury. This is pretty much the first test of it as we watch her on this wave.
And just a few weeks ago, Rosie, that's a great point. Mentioned that it was a bit difficult just to get going in the free surfs. Doesn't seem like it's difficult right now. Laying it on rail well into the lip and gets a little hung up with that strong offshore wind right there.
Taking off on this wave, winding through this section. This wave gets that nice steepness to it as it hits this midsection of the beach. Beautiful little tail slide, and there was that moment with the tail slide where she gets a little bit caught up. Beautiful wrap. Lays that board on its knife edge. And then really digs in. So just there she gets hung up and doesn't quite have the projection.
There are certain variables that are up in the air. You know yourself, Rosie, you come from South Africa, long place to travel a lot of time. Next thing you know, you come to the U.S. A lot of unexpected things. There's a quick in and out right there from Sol. Won't affect anything. And Leo Casal, the one wild card in there that I guess a lot of people weren't really thinking was going to make it into this period of time. Guess what? He's in the semis. And Zoe Benedetto now using her priority like a good Floridian can. She just identifies a wave that offers up multiple sections, Rosie. And a good answer back right there, needing a 5.73 for the lead.
This wave doesn't have a lot of pushback, Mitch, so you really have to be in control of your board as you preparing for these maneuvers. You're really pushing it on that back foot, but then also to have that kind of center of gravity to get you back on the open face. It's an important game of weighting and unweighting your surfboard as you're meeting that lip line and then going up again. So that was cool to see.
Talking about boards. Jet Schilling, he'll be against Levi Slauson in semi one. Sol now on the backhand, using priority on this one. Just a couple of carves, Rosie. 13 minutes, 30 seconds to go. And now Zoe, she's going to use priority going right. A quick in and out, though. Looking to improve on a 4.9. A 4.0 would give her the lead.
Yeah, and that's kind of where the majority of points, like that midsection of the wave where it really starts to cup up. This is an important wave.
Yeah, and Zoe, quick snap right there. Fits in a second one somehow. And she's going to kick out with a lot of positive body language right there.
Yeah, just because it offers you more opportunity to get vertical. And you can see this oncoming section looks really nice and crispy. She hits that. 4-point ride is what's required. It's going to be, I think this is the number. I mean, look at that. Just squaring this section up, hitting it off the top.
Up and riding here. Good start for her on this one. She's riding a sub driver. An epoxy, no doubt. Going to kick out. We're going to look at the replay here of Zoe.
So Zoe on her forehand. So remember, both of her scores have been on the backhand, on the lefts. These rights, it's really hard.
No harm, no foul, and a bigger wave right here by Sol. She wants to get back into first place. Great start. A lot of emphasis on that power section on the outside once again. Needs this wave to stand up, though, and as soon as I say that, that wave just not offering up a lot on the inside. 6 minutes to go here, Rosie.
You're looking for the cupped out section. Sol really digs into that one, puts that board right on rail. And again, I love the roundhouse cutback. And here she goes on the inside.
This could be a good one, too. Underneath the priority of Zoe, just the one quick wrap. She's been very active in the last few minutes now. That is her 7th wave in this heat. An excellent performance by Sol Aguirre. She's going to be bowing out in the semifinals and very likely to be seeing her on the Challenger Series right here in 2024.